Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks again for tuning in. I wanted to come up with another video for you guys that kind of complements the blog that I recently posted up on my website, josephdagostinophotography.com. And that's in regards to shooting mini sessions. Normally, this time of year, it's kind of a great thing to do. A lot of people use them for Christmas cards and, just a quick, as the kids go back to school, a lot of people change, the kids are getting older, they look different. So mini sessions are really a great way to kind of tap into a new market. Some people that normally wouldn't book you for a full session at your regular price will be happy to jump in on a discounted session, for less money. So usually I'll shoot family photography or portrait sessions, usually an hour to an hour and a half. And, I do that because I like to take my time. I like to experiment. I like to shoot various different cameras. I'll shoot, digital, I'll shoot medium format. I'll shoot, 35 millimeter film or medium format film. And for me, shooting that amount of time, I get to take my time, I get to slow down. I'm also, I want people to understand that, I want them to know that I take it serious. I take their images serious and the product that I deliver. I want them to know how much work goes into it. I want them to see me evaluating the light, the situation, the foreground, the background, just studying the area and have them really understand, like, wow, this is a whole craft. I didn't just go out to my local electronics or camera store and, buy, an entry-level DSLR with a lens, and I'm like calling myself a photographer and, oh, let me take your picture and pay me. I don't do that. I want them to know how serious I take the product that I deliver to them. So those kind of sessions, obviously they're going to cost more, but for mini sessions, I feel like you can garnish new customers, and those customers may turn out to be people that will down the line book your full-priced sessions. They may refer you to others and friends. You may get a wedding out of it. You may get some other projects out of it. I've shot small sessions that turned into, corporate jobs and shooting for businesses, and it's been great. We've gotten wedding referrals from it as well. So I think when people can tap into you and see a little bit of your style and they're like, wow, I really enjoy his look, you can lead to bigger things. My blog on my website, kind of goes more into depth, but I always like to put a face to the words, and obviously I'm loving video right now and doing my blogs and doing vlogs on YouTube and whatnot. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Also, please subscribe to the email list on here too, because pretty soon I'm going to be doing a giveaway of some of my presets. But we'll get into that in a minute. So, a couple tips that I've learned along the way for mini sessions. Number one, definitely go to a familiar place. So typically a mini session will be anywhere from 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Some people go longer, some people go shorter, but 20 minutes seems to be the standard. In 20 minutes, believe it or not, you can garnish a lot of photos. I try to say 20 minutes, 20 photos, edited. That's another rule. I'll get to that at the end. But go to a familiar place, a place where you know how the light is going to fall, you know where your foreground and background elements are, and the way you like different poses in different situations. And just like I said, knowing where that light's going to hit, when it's going to hit, how it's going to hit, the angle that it's going to come in at, where you're going to get your sunset if you're looking for that, golden hour, whether it be in the morning or in the afternoon. How is it going to work out? Do you know your spot? Do you have it dialed in? You want to have it dialed in because you don't have the time. if you're booking every half hour and you're doing 20-minute sessions, you gotta account for meeting people back up to the original spot that you told them to meet at. If you ended up walking, within, a couple yards or whatnot, you have to say your goodbyes, you have to say your hellos. And so that 10-minute buffer zone gets eaten up really quick. So you gotta know the place. And it's like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. If you've never seen them before, like, oh, I'm so happy. Look, you guys look great. Come with me, let's start off. I got a couple great ideas. Why don't you stand right here? And what I want you to do is A, B, C, and D. And just start firing off. And after it's done, thank you so much. Here's your images. This is what they're gonna be. Here how I'm gonna deliver them. And call it a day. Sometimes it's even good, business cards with instructions or whatnot, hand that out to them, and then greet the next couple or family or whatever you're gonna do. Along with that, know what poses that you're going to do. Now, I'm not saying that you have to stick with your poses like a rigid, format, but know your poses and at what location in your location you're going to use those poses. But don't be afraid to jump out of the box and experiment a little bit and say, hey, I like this pose, but let me build off of it. I want the mom to hold the baby a certain way, but I want to tilt and I want to change. And you don't want to get yourself into this, like, I'm a robot, I'm shooting every scene the same, except experiment around, think outside the box, but know, over here I like a standing shot, over here I like a sitting shot, over here I like when the family is placed this way. This is the spot that I like them to stand because I can, get all that in the background, such in the case in some of these photos that you can see on my site. So definitely know your poses. Another great tip, keep things simple. You don't need to bring all your gear. This isn't wedding day. I usually bring one body. I shoot with one body on many sessions. I'll have a backup body. I'll always stick to the strict rule of having a backup for the backup that's gonna back something up, because things break. You drop things, I've done it, and the last thing you wanna do is have a whole session booked up and people have already paid you and sorry, I don't have a camera. I dropped it like 20 minutes ago and I'm standing here now to tell you I can't shoot your photos. It's not gonna work out too well for you. I guarantee it hurts your business. So simplify things. Have a backup plan, but just shoot with one body. And along that lines, shoot with one or two lenses. I don't think you need to go absolutely crazy switching crazy lenses. Now, on my last mini session, I shot a 50 millimeter. Where's it at? Oh, here it is. I shot focus that out for you guys. Get my head out of the way. I shot my 50, trusted 50, 1.2L Canon. And I don't have it over here, it's behind me. I shot my 135 f2. And I was shooting the Canon EOS R, the mirrorless camera, which I'm filming on right now. That's all I shot. 50 millimeters great for full body portraits. Midsection up. 135 is beautiful for telephoto and some compression shots. Also, portrait shots. Beautiful fall off, razor sharp lens. Gives you a look like no other lens does, in my opinion anyway. And you can cover so much with the 135/50 millimeter combo. I do have the 85, 85's here, I love it. I just didn't see the need to use an 85 if I was already using a 50. I wanted definitely some distance between the two focal points. I wanted a 50 and I wanted a 35. Some people say, well, what about anything wide? I'm a big fan of showing the environment that you're shooting in. There's no sense in shooting a photo of somebody in a beautiful location if all you're gonna show is their face. You're not gonna see anything in the background. You're gonna see some bokeh and it's gonna be blurred out and that's gonna look beautiful, but you're not gonna know where you are and it doesn't tell a story. So I'll shoot a 50. But what I can do with a 50, and it's a lot of fun, is a bokeh pano. And some people were asking me about that effect and how it's achieved. And I'm going to go into detail in another video on how I do that, but it's very simple. It's basically a wide open shot or even an f2. And it's back button focus, lock the focus point, take a shot of the subject, keep that focus point locked, and shoot a couple images to the left and right. You could even go high. It's almost like a Brezhnev method around, but this is basically just a pano, left or right or up or down. Bring it in the Lightroom and you can stitch it, and they come out gorgeous. They have a look that's so much different than anything else. It's a wide angle photo with a really shallow depth of field. It's just really something. You can do it with other lenses as well, but the 50 is just a beautiful lens to do it with. 85 looks nice too. But so here I am, I'm creating, hear me out, I'm creating almost 4 different images, maybe even more, with one kind of shot. So I'm shooting a 50, a standard portrait. I could do that in color, and I can do it in black and white. That same image, I can now shoot wider with a stitched pano. I can do that in color and black and white, 4 images, 4 different looks. So again, you can achieve a lot with just 2 lenses. It just keeps things simple. You know, another thing that I like to do is don't be so quick on your poses and just say that this has got to be it. Look for the candid shots, look for the candid images. They're going to be out there, especially when you have families, they're interacting with each other. You got to keep a good eye on that stuff. You got to really zone into what's going on around you. Don't be a robot and just, you know, this is where I shoot, and now you come over here and I shoot here. Watch what's happening and watch how your clients are interacting with each other. They're gonna crack jokes. They're gonna maybe be uncomfortable because they don't like taking their picture, and somebody's gonna laugh. Sometimes it's a nice little method is to put some of your family behind you when you're shooting each individual person, or, you know, mom and daughter and father and son are standing behind you, and have them say funny things to them, or have them, think about a certain, thing in their family, or a certain story within their family, and it'll elicit a natural response. You know, when you tell somebody to smile, little kids, it's like cheese, and that's what you get. And again, that's great and all, but it's like, it's not natural. It's like, smile. It's good to get elicit those natural candid shots. And I think that sometimes those are the best ones, because let's face it, if I tell you to stand in front of a camera with your family and I tell you smile at the camera, you can already figure out what that photo is going to look like. You can predict, as the person being photographed, oh, I know how this shot's going to come out. Now, you may be impressed by, oh, wow, like the colors and the way he did that, it's so artistic. But you know what the shot's going to look like. But let's just say you were walking from the one area to the second area they're going to get photographed in, and you happen to be holding your son's hand, and you were, looking down at your son, and he's looking up at you, and you guys are just walking thinking that, oh, we're going to go get our picture taken over here. In the meantime, I've captured that moment, and that's one of your images. And now you're blown away because A, you didn't think I was paying attention, and B, that's a real moment between you and your child that you didn't realize that somebody was paying attention to. And that will become one of your most special photos, more so than the standing there smiling at the camera. Listen, everybody needs them, but I think we're going away from, that standard family photo that everybody hangs up on the wall. Let's face it, most of your images are going to be shared on social media, and that's where most of your clients are going to see your work. Most of your work's going to be viewed on social media. It's going to be viewed on a cell phone screen this big, or an Instagram square. And that's not to say that, you shouldn't be delivering razor sharp, beautiful, full res images, but don't get so concerned on your gear. Don't get concerned on, you know, everything that you think you need. Go simple, capture the moment, develop your eye and your look, and, you know your perspectives and whatnot, and tell a story, because that's going to come off. It's going to convey more about you as a photographer and how professional you are than somebody standing in front of a camera and just taking a posed picture. Let's face it, you can set your own personal camera up and pretty much hand it to anybody you know and say, oh, just press the button, and I guarantee they're going to take a nice photo of you because you've set your camera up. There's really not much artistic value in it. That could be my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but I'm just trying to get you to think about other things and try to maybe come at people with a different way of doing things. My other tip is to keep things simple. It goes along the lines of that, is to develop presets. They don't have to be your own. There's a lot of great companies out there. Click Match, Maston Labs, to name a few that I use like religiously. I'll tap into those presets. I'll tweak them to make them my own. I do have my own set of presets that I use that I'm willing to share. But develop a preset. It will change from time to time and scene to scene, especially with failing light or different areas that you shoot in. But developing a preset and applying it to all your images is going to give you a quick base to start editing off of, and it's going to mean the world of difference when giving somebody a portfolio where you want it to be consistent. I like to mimic my presets off of film emulations. I'm a huge fan of Ektar, Fuji 400H, Portra 400, Ilford, Triax for black and white. So that's where I'll start. I want that film look. I believe it just conveys a beautiful, organic type of image. It may not be your thing. If it isn't, that's fine. There's other looks, but what I'm saying, even if you don't want to emulate film, create a preset and apply it to your images. It'll make things go a lot faster for you. My last little tip for this, and I know that we've been going for some time now, and I didn't mean to do that. I always say I'm gonna do a quick video and it's never quick. My last tip for you guys, over-deliver. Over-deliver as best you can. I'm not saying give away the farm. I'm not saying give them canvases and prints and everything else and do everything they want to do. Don't be abused. You're a photographer. Be paid for your time and your skill. But over-deliver. If you tell them 20 images, give them more. This last mini session I did, I promised approximately 20 images. I went crazy. I went way overboard. 78 I ended up giving. Now you're gonna say that's ridiculous, but I couldn't help myself. The images were awesome, in my opinion. We had great lighting. It was golden hour. The sun was just peeking perfectly over, the dunes in the beach area. The kid was cute and he was attentive and really, giving us the looks. So I'm not gonna hold back great images because, I promised 20 and that's all you're gonna get. Just 20. I'm not gonna do that. Because here's the thing. I give her more. Let's say I don't give her 78. Let's say I give her 30. Let's say I give her 40. She's going to be completely happy with the 20 that she got, and she's gonna be very surprised and probably blown away that she got more from you because she wasn't expecting it. And that's gonna be the first thing that she tells other people. I say she, it could be a he. She or he tells other people when they talk about their photos. Oh my God, your photos are beautiful. Who did them? Oh, this guy Joe did my photos. And it was crazy because I booked a mini session and he look at all the photos that he gave me. He said it was only supposed to be 20 and I got 40 pictures here. It doesn't even matter if there's sometimes the same photo, maybe just slightly different, but maybe one's in black and white, one's in color. Maybe you crop it differently. You know, maybe it's the same photo, but you crop from the, you know, the midsection up and the other one's a full body. Just give them a little bit more. And I'm telling you, it will pay you back 10 times over, because you're gonna be the go-to person. They're gonna spread the word about you. They're gonna give you a good review. And in this industry that we're in, word of mouth is everything, just as much as your images are. Everybody says, well, my images speak for yourself. Yeah, they do. You could have phenomenal images, but if you cut corners, you don't deliver what you say you're gonna deliver, and or even if you do, but you're rude and you don't work with people, they're not gonna use you. Let's face it, there are a million photographers out there, and there's a lot of really talented ones. It's very easy to go, I like your stuff, but you have an attitude problem. I'm gonna go to this person right down the line because I like their work too. I'm gonna give them a try. And if they hit it out of the park and they're nice and they over deliver and they give you what they're promised, they've gotten the business that you could have gotten. So again, don't give away the farm, charge what you're worth, but give them a little extra and it will go a long way. All right, guys, I've gone on way too long. As usual, but I appreciate your time checking in. Please head over to the website, sign up for the mailing list. Instagram, Joe D'Agostino Photo. I'm also under Joseph Vincent Photography. That's the company that I shoot under when I do my family sessions with my partner Vincent. And as usual, please subscribe below to the YouTube channel, and we'll give you more if you're enjoying this stuff. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Catch you on the next one. See ya.